Alright guys, what's up, how's it going? So this video is going to be a little bit of an in-depth video. I'm going to go over to my story and go over through my life for the past couple years and how I started and how I got to the point where I am today by just working at a grocery store and saving my money and getting smarter and just getting to the point where I am today, where I actually have a nice solid dividend-based portfolio that is now earning me money while I sleep. So I know a lot of you guys are going to be able to relate to this video, and this is why I'm doing this. This is kind of like my story. If you guys want to get to know me better, watch this video. And it's going to be a bit of a long video, so I do apologize about that, and I might ramble along, but I'm going to try and keep things like as streamlined as possible and to the point, just so that you can actually get through it. So bear with me, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you guys really do like it, please support the channel by giving this video a thumbs up and subscribing for more future content. Alright guys, so I'm going to start this little story by kind of going over my situation right now, where I am at life and whatnot, and kind of introduce you guys if you guys are new to the channel. So some of you guys know who I am, but in case you guys don't, my name is Robin. I'm from Canada. I'm from Ontario, Northern Ontario, and right now in my life right now, I'm focused on dividend investing and building stocks and stuff like that. I'm all about personal finance and that kind of stuff, but when it comes to my professional life, I work part-time from home. I make a little bit of money on the side. I do things like this YouTube channel and stuff like that, and I do work part-time at a retail store. I've been there for 9 years now, and I work 3 days a week, so it's part-time, about 20 hours a week, and I do my stuff from home, and that's why I make the money I make. And through good personal financing and stuff like that, I've gotten to the point to where I am today. So that's how I'm doing today. But right now, we're going to take a couple steps back. I don't know if I mentioned, but I'm also mentioned that I am 29 right now. So maybe that can add some context to you guys' situation. So it's never too late to work hard and get to where you are, and it doesn't really matter in the end. You could be 20, you could be 25, you could be 30, you could be 40, you could be 50. It doesn't matter where you are, guys. You can always work in your personal finance and work on getting started with investing. And I only started investing about 2 years ago, guys. About a year and a half is when I kind of really started getting interested in it, and then I got serious about a year ago. So I actually started pretty late, and if anybody's watching this and you're a lot younger, this is going to be very beneficial to you. And if there's one thing I would do to tell myself, like in the past, what to do would be to get started with investing sooner and get my personal finances in check, because it would have drastically changed my life. But at the end of the day, it's never too late to get started, and that's just how it is. Alright guys, so let's go back in time to how I first kind of got started and whatnot. So I moved out of the house, or I finished high school at the age of 19. I moved out of the house, out of my parents' house. I've come from a small town, so I moved to a bigger city. I wouldn't say it's a big city. The place where I'm living at right now has maybe a couple 100,000 people. So for some of you guys, it's not a big town or a big city, but I come from a small town. It only had a population of a couple thousand people. Yeah, big step. And I'm still living in that city right now. So when I first came here, I graduated high school. I didn't go to college or university at the time. I didn't know what I was doing, and this was kind of like a blessing in disguise, because a lot of people kind of at that time were going to college, university, and I didn't go. I kind of went into the workplace. I came here in the city. I didn't have a job. I lived with my friend for a little while until I got a job, and I got a job at the store, and I worked in retail, and I made minimum wage, which I think at the time was about $10. It might have been $9 an hour. I'm not too sure. I don't remember. But it started at $9 an hour. To put that into context, today I now make $17 an hour working at that same store part-time. So things change a lot over the years, guys. But hey, I started off at $9 to $10 an hour, and just to prove you guys that you can do it in the beginning. And life was tough in the beginning. Like when I first came here, I lived with my buddy. We lived in a house. We split the house. And by the way, if you guys are looking to save money, the number one step and the number one tip I would give you guys who are just struggling to get by, let's say you work minimum wage, or maybe you live in one of the more expensive cities in Canada, if you're struggling to get by, one of the best things you can do is find a roommate. Find a roommate, even if it's just temporarily to, while you get your feet settled and you save up money. Even in the days when I was working minimum wage, having a roommate cut down on your expenses so much. Like if you paid $1,000 for rent, right? Obviously that depends on where you are, right? But let's assume you paid $1,000 for rent. If you had one roommate, you'd cut that down by 50%. 50% to take off your rent is a lot. And when you're not making a lot of money, saving $500 a month is a lot. If you took that money, you invested just a small portion of that, after a little while, you'd get the ball rolling and you'd do pretty good. So even just finding one roommate, and you can find two roommates too. For a little while, I did live on my buddy's couch. I slept on my friend's couch for a couple months. But that's something you can do as well. So like if you guys live on your own, try finding roommates because it's a great way to cut off on your expenses. But anyways, keeping on with my story here. So when I first moved in the city, I made minimum wage and stuff like that, and I did that for a long time. I worked nights at a grocery store, pretty much like part-time, full-time kind of thing. You know how they like to pay you a part-time wage, but you work full-time kind of thing. So I did that for a little while, and over the years, I did that for quite a while. Like I want to say about 5 or 6 years I did that. So until I was about 25, 26 kind of thing, I worked at the store. And over time, like the wages did go up, but for the longest time, like I was kind of stuck at like $10, $11 an hour kind of thing. And I did this for a long time, and I did struggle, like it was hard. But the biggest thing is like I never starved or anything like that, but I never really got ahead. And at some point in my life when I was like 25 or 26, I was kind of like, okay guys, you know what? There's something I need to do. Like I need to do something. I need to start saving money. I need to start getting ahead. And that's when I started working from home. And I did a lot of different things in the beginning. I tried a lot of different things. Some things worked, some things didn't. Most of them just made a couple extra bucks an hour, or I mean a couple extra $100 a month kind of thing or something like that. But they wouldn't last, or I'd get bored with them, or I'd move on kind of things. Or the money I was making, I was just spending on stupid stuff because it wasn't like my personal financing wasn't in place, right? Wasn't saving money, wasn't doing pretty good. So when I was 25, 26, I eventually was like, you know what? I'm going to like focus on one thing, find one thing that people are doing, and I'm just going to go crazy with it. I'm going to focus it. I'm going to work full time and then do this part-time, full-time kind of thing from home kind of thing. So I was like working a lot, like kind of thing. And the thing I focused on was web development. Web development and web design was really big at the time. So I started with that. I learned that. I took online courses, and then I kind of got a job teaching. And then I started the YouTube channel. If you guys don't know, I actually have another YouTube channel. I don't do that YouTube channel anymore because I have no interest in what I used to do, like the programming stuff like that. I'm just not interested in that anymore. It's hard. I don't have the time to do it, with everything else I do in my life. I just don't have the time anymore. I kind of basically burnt myself out when I was younger, and that's what kind of turned me off that for like the longest time. But anyways, I did it on the side and I made a couple $100, but it was the first time in my life like I actually did something, stuck with it, and I actually got a pretty good result. So that's one lesson I learned. And then over time I kind of was thinking in my head like, you know what? This is okay, I'm doing all right, but there's got to be something better than this. And as a freelance web developer and stuff like that, you don't really know if something's going to last. Like, this kind of thing in your head, and it's kind of like, you know what, is this thing going to work forever? Like, what am I going to do 5 years from now? What am I going to do 10 years from now? And, it's kind of in my head like that, but I wanted to be my own boss. I wanted to work from home. I kind of wanted to be in control of my future kind of thing, right? As we all know nowadays, there's no guarantee if you're working a regular job, you're going to be working that regular job. As we've seen, in the past little while here. So what I wanted to do is find something different. And when I got into like investing and stuff like that, the first thing I got with was cryptocurrencies. And I did make a little bit of money with cryptocurrencies, but I didn't like how uncertain they were. Once again, like you're just not sure what's going to happen. Like things were up, things were down kind of thing. So I explored more options, and then I found things like savings accounts. So I looked into savings accounts, and then I got into personal finance. And through there, I got into investing. Like investing from there that's how I learned kind of thing was through personal finance and looking things about savings accounts and stuff like that. And that's how I found out about investing. So I basically I got interested in investing about 1.5 years ago. I kind of was reading, I learned about things, I was watching other YouTube videos, I was seeing other things people were doing, anybody who was publishing things like here's my stocks, how much money I was making. I was watching all that stuff. I loved it. And that's the big reason why I do my dividend investing case study every single week, is because number one, it keeps me on track, and number two, I think it's really helpful for people who are new because it shows you the proof that this stuff actually works. So anyways, I started learning more about investing and whatnot. I started learning more about personal finance, and then I took the two and combined them together, and I was like, okay, what if I get serious about my personal finance, and what if I get serious about investing to prepare for the future? So I did some math and stuff like that. I did some numbers and whatnot, and I realized that investing allows you to make money while you sleep. And if I can make money while I sleep, and I save up as much money now, and I put as much time from now to like maybe when I retire, I can make the most money and I can make the most best of it. So that's why over like where I am right now, I'm pretty much at the point in my life where I've cut off all expenses, and I'm trying to save up as much money as possible and invest as much money as possible, because I'm only 29 years old. I'm not that old, but I am getting to the point where like maybe I do want to own a house, maybe I do want to get a car and stuff like that. I actually don't drive, guys, if you guys don't know. I walk most places, and I bike in the summertime. So I don't drive, but I'm kind of getting the point in my life where I'm getting kind of where I want that stuff. And you can have that stuff for a cheaper price, right? Like you don't have to get a fancy house, you don't have to get a fancy vehicle. But for the past couple of years, like I say, year and a half to 2 years, I was kind of in the mindset like, what can I do to really cut expenses, like cut everything off and just save up as much money as possible. So that's what I got in my head, and that's what allowed me to, get to the point to where I was able to save the portfolio I have. And keep in mind, guys, I've only been saving for like maybe 2 to 3 years. This isn't a lot of time. Like last year, my average savings was $2,000 a month. Like $2,000 a month is what I was saving, and I only make and my income, my total income from last year with my job from home and working at the store was only $40,000. That's not a lot of money. Like it is for some people, right? Like because like when I remember my first year I started working at the store, I made $18,000 in my first year. Like so obviously $40,000 is a big step up, but that's from like working from home and like just growing over time kind of thing. And some of that money is my investment. Some of the money is the money I worked hard at from home kind of thing. But from working at home, I don't make a ton of money. Like I make a couple extra $100 a month. I'm hoping to take this YouTube channel seriously and stuff like that, but I don't really know where it's going to go. So that's why I'm kind of like doing this stuff, because I want to see if this can take me to the next level. But anyways, guys, the point I want to try to make is that you don't need a lot of money to get started. You don't need to make a lot of money to save. The biggest thing is you need to just, number one, keep working, keep trying new things, save your money, and eventually you will get there, because the money just keeps adding up. The dividend, the dividends add up, the investments add up, and that's why I do this stuff. So if you guys are new to investing and stuff like that, I highly recommend you check out my channel. Like smash that subscribe button, especially if you're Canadian, you're young, you don't make a lot of money, and you're not sure about your future. Like I guarantee, I think a lot of people can relate to who I am and where I am because of those factors. So I think it's kind of a funny thing. So, so when it comes to investing in personal finance and stuff like that, it's not super hard. It just takes a learning curve, and that's what I want to impart with these videos. That's why I do my dividend investing case study, because I want to show you guys how easy it is to do once you have the knowledge. And even just putting a little bit of money a month, like you don't have to put a ton. It can start with $10 a week, and start with $50 a month, and you'll start making money or start getting there. And that's all it is to it. And the best thing about investing is you make money while you sleep. I don't know what other job is better than that, guys. So that's why I'm so passionate about this kind of stuff. So anyways, I wanted to do this video just to show you guys that it is possible to do it. It doesn't matter how much money you make, doesn't matter how much you start off with. You can get there. It'll just take a little bit longer, and over time, you'd be surprised. I mean, if I was 20 years old and I look into the future and see 30-year-old me, investing and being good with personal finance and having a $40,000 portfolio, I'd probably tell you, no, that's not going to happen. But hey, it got there because I worked hard and I stuck with it. So that's all that is to it, guys, basically. So anyways, that's basically my story to where I am today. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys found it like kind of cool, and I hope you guys found it inspirational. So it doesn't matter where you are, it doesn't matter where you are in life, it doesn't matter how much money you're making, it doesn't matter how crap you are at saving your money, because over time you can work at it and you can get there like I have. I'm living proof of that. So that's pretty much all there is to it. So anyways, guys, I hope you guys liked this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Smash that like button if you liked it, because I want, I really work hard in these videos, and if you guys have found any value in it whatsoever, let me know. And once again, if you guys do want to see more updates, and you guys do want to kind of keep going with me and share this journey with me, hit that subscribe button, subscribe to the channel, because I publish these videos all the time, and I'd love to have you guys here with me as you go through this journey. So anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Take care, guys. Have yourself a good day, and I'll see you guys later.